The first Hadith of Sahih al-Bukhari, chapter The Beginning of Revelation, chapter title How the Divine Revelation Started to the Messenger of Allah. The Hadith text, it was narrated by al-Bukhari, and the chain of narration, Isnad, goes to the companion al-Amash, who said, "We were with the Messenger of Allah when a man came to him whose clothes were extremely white and whose hair was extremely black. No signs of travel were visible on him, and none of us knew him. He sat down opposite the Prophet, so that their knees were touching. He placed his hands on his hands, the Prophet's, and said, 'O Muhammad, tell me about Islam.' The Messenger of Allah said, 'Islam is to testify that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is the Messenger of Allah, to establish prayer, to give zakat, obligatory charity, to fast in Ramadan, and to perform hajj, pilgrimage, to the house, the Kaaba in Mecca, if you are able to.' The man said, 'You have spoken the truth.' We were amazed that he asked him and then confirmed the answer. Then he said, 'Tell me about Iman, faith.' The Prophet said, 'It is to believe in Allah, His angels, His books, His messengers, the last day, and to believe in the divine decree, Qadr, both its good and its bad.' The man said, 'You have spoken the truth.' Then he said, 'Tell me about Ihsan, spiritual excellence.' The Prophet said, 'It is to worship Allah as if you see Him, and if you cannot see Him, then indeed He sees you.' Then he said, 'Tell me about the hour, the day of judgment.' The Prophet said, 'The one being asked does not know more than the one asking.' The man said, 'Then tell me about its signs.' The Prophet said, 'That the slave girl will give birth to her mistress, and that you will see the barefoot, naked, destitute shepherds competing in constructing tall buildings.' Then the man left, and I, Umar ibn al-Khattab, remained for a while. The Prophet then asked me, 'O Umar, do you know who the questioner was?' I said, 'Allah and His Messenger know best.' He said, 'That was Jibreel, the angel Gabriel, who came to teach you your religion.' Key points and significance. Narrator. This hadith is primarily narrated by Umar ibn al-Khattab, R.A. The questioner. The mysterious man was the angel Gabriel in human form. Core message. This single hadith is a cornerstone of Islamic belief, as it provides a concise yet comprehensive summary of the entire religion of Islam. It defines the three fundamental dimensions. 1. Islam, the outward acts of worship and the 5 pillars. 2. Iman, the core inner beliefs, the 6 articles of faith. 3. Ihsan, the highest level of spiritual consciousness and excellence in worship. Reason for placement? Imam al-Bukhari chose this as the first hadith in his collection to immediately establish the foundational principles and definitions of the faith before delving into specific legal rulings and stories. It sets the stage for everything that follows.